what we're trying to convey with the music, right? And so just play it as you normally would. Don't stress if you fuck something up. It doesn't matter, right? Okay. From the top, 1 bar into your fill into there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. We'll go around again then. Very good, very good. Nice job, guys. I mean, it is clear, obviously, you guys know this chart very well, right? One thing I want to talk about today is the kind of what we are trying to achieve with the melody, right? And, you know, this melody, as a lot of these kind of, in this kind of jazz fusion stuff, it's a bit unnecessary, right? Not all of the notes are particularly important. And we kind of need to try to accent the important notes. And so, whenever we've got this head, I want us to try to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Can you hear that I'm accenting some of those notes a lot? And I'm essentially ghosting some of the other ones. And that is what gives us the drive. That's what makes this piece particularly interesting, right? And in kind of that line, these instruments that you're playing are not really saxophones, trombones, and trumpets. They're really all drum kits here. That is the kind of point. All of these notes need to be very percussive. There needs to be a lot of tongue. There doesn't need to be a lot of air. I mean, we're all marked MF at the start, but you can still tongue them quite a lot, right? They don't need to be particularly loud, but they need to be quite impactful. You need to think like I am a snare drum, you know? And Pato, you would have Meg here doing this as well, but when you've got this, bop, bop, ah, ah, that needs to be pretty percussive. It doesn't need to be particularly loud, but you need to kind of get that tone out of the piano that is driving, right? So, we'll go from the top. Just think about all of that, please. Just do it the way we did. It was fun. It's not that long. 1, 2, 3, 4. More. Yeah. Yeah, more accent. Yeah. Keep going. Okay, very good. That is very quickly, very loud. You know, this piece doesn't have a lot of dynamics in, and I don't really like that. I don't think Dave Weckl does a very good job of kind of making the piece particularly interesting in that respect. And so we kind of need to, again, we don't need to expect trumpets there, right? There doesn't need to be too much air going through the instruments. It's just a lot of tongue. And saxes, a bit too much tenor. Again, good attack, but less air. I think that can kind of sum up everything I want. Less air, more tongue. Trombones, when we've got this rhythm, really try to subdivide in your head when we're doing this. And I find it quite easy. When we've got the semi-quaver just before, like an anticipation, if you go da-ka-da-da, da-ka-da-da, that helps me kind of get it right at the end, because it has a tendency just to kind of almost become like a bit of a triplet. So just try to in your head. Very good. Right. Yeah, Pato, that was good. That was good. That can really come out. There's not much, like, there's not much going on there when you've got that bass line. And so you can kind of bring that out. Could we go from, I don't have the bar numbers in this, so can we go from the key change before the 7/8 bit? Do you see? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before the 7/8 bit. Is that right? Can I have a look?
There.
Yeah, 5. Sorry, yeah, 5 before. So what's that? 21, 22. Oh no, 21, 20, 19. Bar 19. I've spent 12 hours doing maths. I'm sorry, I can't count backwards. Bar 19. All good?
Yeah.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, very good. Can we go from that bit? When Naeem, you come in. What bar is that, sorry?
36.
36. Can we go from 36? Just trumpets for here. And when we've got this, again, this melody. So it's kind of, a lot of these semiquavers are not particularly important. They're kind of, the important ones are usually the semiquaver before a beat. Because they really are not before the beat, they're really on the beat, they're just anticipated. That's kind of where the excitement comes in. You know, it's like, the melody is really, ba, 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 ba. That's really the melody, but the anticipation is what gives it that, that kind of excitement, right? There's also this phrase, ba-da-doo-da, ba-da-doo-da. The ones to accent are the first one, the third one, bada, and then ba-da-doo-da, the first and the fourth one. Do you see what I mean by that? Can we just give that a go, just trumpets? Right. I'll give you 3 and then you pick up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. And that phrase there, that comes up a lot for everyone. This phrase, the hits are ba-a-a. Those are the ones you should be accenting. The other notes are so irrelevant. They literally don't matter. Ba-ba-do-ba-boo-da. That's what you should be playing, because that's, again, it's what gives this drive, right? Can we go from everyone from, where was that bar? Sorry.
36.
36. Everyone from bar 36. Very good. I don't like the splash cymbals.
Yeah.
I don't like them being too much in that 7/8 section, because it takes away from the kind of percussiveness of it. So I don't think the rest of the drum kit can be loud, but I don't think those should be particularly loud. Okay, bar 36 with the pickup if you've got it. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. I should have said no solo, just for this. I want to hear the backings actually. At that point, can we go from when you guys start playing? I don't know what is limited by the amp, but is there any way that when we've got those hits, can you make them like as short as possible? Just try to. Again, I'm not a bass player, but is there? Can we just go from that, and I'll try. I'll see if I can explain myself better. Just from where you guys start soloing. I don't know what the bar that is. Yeah, that bit. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Very good. I like that. No, you're chilling. It's been a long day for everyone. This, I think, is a really, really, really important concept when we are playing, any form of music, but in particular jazz, because it is something that is so much more difficult than it seems, and that is playing crotchets on the beat. There's we don't really have 4 beats in a bar in 4/4. There's like discrete boxes that we can play in, right? And so beat 1 is like a box that you can place the note in, right? And depending on the style of music, we want to place it at different parts. So an example of that, swing. When we've got swung quavers, they need to be as far back as they can be, because that's what causes the swing, right? When we've got like funk is right at the front of the beat, okay? And a lot of this is quite driving. A lot of it you can imagine you are, again, a rim shot on the snare drum, right? And you can play at the front of the beat. But these crotchets in particular need to be right in the middle, right? This is this is rock-esque, I think. They need to be right in the middle. And we have a tendency to put them at the front of the beat. So we can and it is so much more difficult than anybody can explain to actually do this right. It is not trivial at all to play crotchets on the beat in the middle. And so we're going to just try that again. Try to feel that you're not, because it was rushing ever so slightly, but it wasn't really rushing, it was just pushing, but we can afford to sit back on it just a little bit, okay? So, can we go from where the trombone, when do you guys come in, the trombones?
61.
61, can we go from there, please? And yeah, just including the piano just lay back ever so slightly. You can't though, you've got to stay, and so do you. You've got to stay where you are. Right. From there, 61. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it's already rushing, just a tad. Just try to sit back ever so slightly. You can't really listen, don't listen to the drums. You've got to feel it yourself and think, ba, 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 ba. And then that's where the anticipation on the final thing, that's why that's exciting, because it's suddenly a bit new. Okay? Once again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah! Still, sit back. Okay, very good. Yeah, that felt trombones. That felt so much better. That was quite incredible. I think we just need to do that 7/8 section again. Trumpets, in particular, When we've got that it's the articulation is very good already. The only thing I would say is that final, it's an F on my score. That third last, what is the quaver, that can come out, and the semiquaver after that, just before the final note, can really kind of come down because it's slightly just getting in the way. What needs to be on the beat is that crotchet one. Sorry, like the long note you've got. That needs to be on the beat, right? It needs to be fat, it needs to be placed. And the semiquaver before it just slightly gets in the way, so don't worry about it too much, okay? Can we just go from that 7/8 section again? I'll give you 4 in, but it's going into 7/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, very good trombones. Very good, very good. Okay, keep going. We don't need the solo, but just keep going, keep going. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, very good, very good. I quite like that. Just that last bit where we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, Can we make them just a bit more accented, just because it's just a bit new? The rest, I quite like that it's not very accented. It's quite paddy. But that one, just a tad more, like, you know, not a lot. And I like the fact that it's not intruding on the solo. And then obviously it goes into the solo. Unless you have a particular desire to do it, I'm not particularly fussed. Yeah. I don't see kind of rehearsals as the place. This is where I don't care if you kind of fuck up a rhythm, fuck up some notes. You know, that is for your sectionals, for your kind of like individual practice in my heads. You know, I would spend this time kind of talking about what we can do as a group while we are here as a group. So, can we go from the head after Sophia's solo? Again, I don't have a bar number, sorry.
133.
133, is that where you play the head? Yeah, can we go from there? And again, I still think this melody can have a bit more accent. Okay? Let's go from there. With the pickup, if that's all right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. Right, okay. Very good, guys. Very, very good. What do I want to say? What do I want to say? I still feel, just before the metric modulation, when we've got ba-ba-doo-da-boo-da, we can still accent that a bit more. We still, again, the hits are da-da-da. You can kind of, like I was saying to trombones earlier, da-da-da-da-da. If that kind of helps you like maybe this is a trumpet player thing, just because we kind of double tongue like that. But I feel like that kind of da 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 helps me kind of place the notes and feel like, okay, this is quite important. This is not quite important. But that can be like we've got that grace note, ba ba da bia, like that can really be quite heavy. That's an important note. Ba ba da bia da. Can we just go from 2 bars before there? So this is 4 bars before the 3/4 bar. Does that? Sorry, where was it? 1/4/6. Can we go from there? Ba-ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. Yeah, about there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm sorry, I will let you solo at some point. When we've got these, I really like the way we're doing the da-ga-da, da-ga-da, da. You can tell that you can hear what that is supposed to sound like. Because it is very much da-ga-da, da-ga-da, da. You know, it's really da, 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 da. That's really what you're playing, just with some extra notes tagged on for why not. When we've got these the quavers at the ends of the phrases, can we first of all add a bit of dynamics on them? So it's da-ga-da, da, da, da-ga-da, da, da, do-do, da. You know, it doesn't have to be too much. It doesn't have to be. I'm not saying get down to pianissimo, but kind of build through it and really kind of do da. Those, it is 2 long and then 1 short, and then the short note is not. It's a marcato, right? It's not staccato. It's not a staccatissimo, whatever the classical one is. It is a marcato, which is kind of like I think of marcatos as, again, if we've got these note lengths, right? Staccato is like that. Staccatissimo is like that. Marcato is kind of, it is certainly not incredibly short. It is still short. It is still accented, but it definitely has like a note value, you know? And so, again, just boo-doo da. Does that kind of make sense? Does that, yeah, okay, grand. Can we go from the same place? So that was 4 before. Oh, you know what? We'll just go straight on the metric modulation. So just straight on boo doo dow dow on the 4/4. So just with the 4 crotchets and then into the what you'd expect, right? And can we build a little more through that?
Is this a 3/4?
4/4. 1/5/1. Thank you. And I think rhythm a little. We can afford to build a little more. I think we're staying a little too loud. Because it's quite an exciting bit. Do, 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 do. About that. 1/5/1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, yeah. 2, 2, 3, 4. Very good. I mean, again, it is crystal clear you guys have practiced these parts because they are pretty phenomenal. This sounds pretty phenomenal. Like when I'm giving these kind of, like, these are really kind of nitpicky. It sounds fantastic, right? I was talking to everyone apart from you. Again, when we've got the when it goes into that is still in 4/4. Okay, whatever. It's marked as 4/4 again. Nice engraving. When we've got these minims, trombones, we can think again like it has a tendency to rush at this bit. We're all getting quite excited. It is quite an excited bit, you know, it is quite loud. When things are loud, they tend to speed up. When things are quiet, they tend to slow down. So just kind of, again, ignore him, right? You know, mostly, when we're playing in a big band setting, you should all be listening to the lead trumpet, and the lead trumpet should be listening to the drums, right? That's kind of the way it works. And then you can listen to your alto ones and your trombone ones, right? But that is kind of that in the hierarchy of sound. That is those two are in charge. Here, it is disadvantageous to listen to him because he's going to be rushing it. Same with the bass. He's going to be rushing it, which is fine. That's their job. But we need to just sit back because we don't want it to run away. Okay? And so, bow, 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 bow. And it is so difficult. Like it is not easy to get that exactly right. Like I'm not being facetious. We just need to kind of actively think when it comes to these crotchets and these minims. Okay? So can we go from that bit? Sophia, where do you do the what bar is that? I want to go from there. 178. Can we go from there? You can do it. You don't have to. It's up to you. I don't mind. Literally.